up as a kid, yeah. All a nigga wanna have was a Burberry scarf and $3 in my pocket. Instead I got beat with a switch, but I don't give a fuck, but it's on my body. Scars all up on me, but I run around from.
What is up, everybody? It's JT Sports Match, you guys, with another video. In this video, I'm here with my Las Vegas Raiders 2020 halfback preview. Going to be previewing and going over the halfbacks on the Raiders roster. And if you guys haven't checked out my Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver preview, make sure that you guys go ahead and check that out. It will be a card up top for you guys if you guys want to go ahead and check that one out. Pretty good video. And make sure that if you are new to the channel that you go ahead and subscribe. I upload NFL videos and NFL content daily. And when you look at this Raiders halfback group, I mean, not really that much controversy. Like, we already know that Josh Jacobs is going to be unquestionably the halfback one for the Raiders this season. And when you look at Josh Jacobs, he had a really good rookie season. He had 242 carries for 1,150 rushing yards, averaging 4.8 yards per attempt, and had 7 touchdowns. Now, he wasn't all that big of a factor in the pass game. He only had 20 receptions for 166 receiving yards. And I think I saw an article a couple of months ago that said that John Gruden wants to get him more involved in the passing game. So this is going to be a year that we see Josh Jacobs emerge as a top 10 back in the NFL. So, I mean, if you're a Raiders fan, you got to be really excited about Josh Jacobs. And also, not just how good Josh Jacobs is, but look at the guys who he has blocking in front of him. So, the Raiders last season had a really good offensive line. And it was a big improvement compared to what happened in 2018, because prior to 2018, like, the Raiders had one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. Then 2018 came around, and they kind of had a down year, but they bounced back in a big way in 2019. So, I mean, when you look at this Raiders offensive line, I think they're going to be another big reason why Josh Jacobs has a big season this year and why he ends up becoming the top 10 halfback in the NFL despite being so young. And the fact that John Gruden wants to get him more involved in the passing game is a bonus as well. So he's basically going to be a do-it-all back for the Las Vegas Raiders. So the next guy that we have on this list, I want to talk about William Stanback. Now, William Stanback is in a really tough situation. He reported back to training camp despite losing both of his parents in a 10-day span. He lost his dad to bladder cancer, and a couple of days later, he lost his mother to a heart attack. So I want to send my condolences out there to William Stanback. I really hope that he makes the Las Vegas Raiders roster. And William Stanback, man, I mean, he's a pretty good halfback in his own right. He played in the CFL last year for the Montreal Alouettes. He was a CFL All-Star in 2019 for the Montreal Alouettes. He had 1,048 rushing yards on 170 carries for 5 touchdowns. It was averaging a whopping 6.2 yards per attempt, man. So I really hope that William Stanback is able to make this Las Vegas Raiders roster. And if he can't even make the 3-man roster, man, like, at least let this man make the practice squad, man, because I really feel for the situation that he's going through, man. Like, I know it's like to lose a lot of people who you hold dearly and closely to you in a short span. Like, I lost a couple of friends a couple of years ago who both died in car accidents. One died in the car accident, the other one got shot in like a 3-day span. So I know what it's like to lose some loved ones that's really close to you in a short day span. So I really emphasize for William Stanback. I send my prayers and my condolences out to him, and I really hope that he makes his Las Vegas Raiders roster. And like I said, he has game to him. I mean, this guy isn't no slouch. He was one of the best halfbacks in the CFL, and he was a CFL All-Star. So my thoughts and my condolences out there to William Stanback. The next guy on this list is Lynn Bolden. Now, Lynn Bolden was drafted in the 3rd round of this past year's NFL draft. I already made a video about Lynn Bolden and about what his role could be in this Las Vegas Raiders offense. Like, not only is he going to be taking snaps at quarterback, but they're also going to be lining him up at receiver as well. But I'm really surprised that they, moved him to halfback, because he didn't really have like a lot of experience playing halfback for the University of Kentucky. Like, he was a majority of wide receiver. Then last year he had to play emergency quarterback because their starting 2 quarterbacks suffered injuries. So, I mean, I'm really interested to see how Lynn Bolden goes about this whole entire situation. And I'm a little bit upset that they gave him number 33. Like, why would they give him number 33? Like, they could have gave him a little bit better. They could have given him a better number than number 33. So, hopefully, once they do their roster cuts, they end up giving him a better number than number 33, man. Because now, if he chose that number, okay, but I mean, if he didn't choose that number, like, come on, Las Vegas, like, hook my guy up with a better jersey number. Like, nobody want to be rocking that number 33, because the last guy we had that wore that number 33, didn't do all that well for the Raiders, and his name was Trent Richardson. So, I mean, give my guy a better number, man. So, once you do these 53-man roster cuts, I hope that you give my guy a more respectable jersey number, because 33 is not a good number for a guy like Lynn Bolden. I think he can do better than number 33. So, Lynn Bolden, what he brings at the halfback position, despite not having a lot of experience, you get a guy who is really explosive, really elusive, really, you know, this guy can make a lot of guys miss in the open field. So, you can expect a lot of highlight reel runs out of Lynn Bolden. And also, he's the best halfback on this roster when it comes to his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, with him, you know, playing wide receiver in college. So, this guy's an athlete. Going to be really intrigued to see how the Raiders use him this year. Next guy we have is Jalen Richard. Now, Jalen Richard was more of a third down back for the Raiders. He had 39 carries for 145 rush yards, 3.7 yards per attempt. He also had 36 receptions for 323 receiving yards. So, I'm going to be interested to watch what happens with Jalen Richard's role in this offense, because you got Lynn Bolden. Now that you got Lynn Bolden, you know, you got a guy who pretty much is a better pass catcher of the football than Jalen Richard. So with Jalen Richard, you know, having Lynn Bolden to compete with, I don't really know what to expect from Jalen Richard. Now, will he make the roster? I think he has a good chance, but I think we can see Jalen Richard have a little bit of a more reduced role. Now, the last guy is Devonte Booker. Now, Devonte Booker kind of really hasn't materialized. Last time I heard about Devonte Booker, he was playing for the Denver Broncos, and he was supposed to be the next Marshawn Lynch. Like, he was a guy who was basically like a pinball coming out of college, and he hasn't really quite lived up to those levels of expectation. So, with the Las Vegas Raiders, I don't really think he's going to have that big of a role. I think he's pretty much going to be a relief back for when Josh Jacobs gets tired. Maybe he'll be like a short yardage back on like 3rd and inches, 2nd and inches, or 3rd and goal or something like that on the goal line and goal line packages. But I mean, I'm not really expecting all that much out of Devonte Booker. I actually think that he could end up getting released. And it's really odd because they brought in Jeremy Hill a couple of days ago. And as soon as they brought him in, they released him 2 days later. So I guess they feel he wasn't a great fit for the offense or something like that. So, I mean, I think the guys who ends up making the roster at halfback, we already know Josh Jacobs, Lynn Bolden make the roster. I think William Stanback is going to make the roster, not because I'm throwing a pity party for him or anything like that, but because he has some game to him. He was one of the best halfbacks in the CFL last season. Then Jalen Richard makes the roster as well. So Josh Jacobs is going to be RB1. I think that Lynn Bolden ends up being the backup halfback behind Josh Jacobs. Then you're going to have Jalen Richard, and you're going to have William Stanback there. So let me know what you guys think about the Las Vegas Raiders halfback group going into the 2020 NFL season. Also, make sure to comment your thoughts down below. Make sure that you guys like the video and comment and subscribe for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.